Do not buy the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and here are 5 reasons why. First reason is the price. Now this starts at around $700 in the US, which is expensive, and that's without the controller. If you want to add the controller and everything, it can cost you up to $1,000, which is very expensive for a drone, especially when compared to its predecessor, the DJI Mini 2, which started at around $500 with the Fly More combo. So if you don't need the features like the 4K at 60 frames a second, HDR video, tri-directional obstacle avoidance, maybe the controller that has the built-in screen and everything, if you don't need those things, then go ahead and get a DJI Mini 2, because that will be cheaper, and that's probably also better as a first drone. So if it breaks, it's not as big of a deal as breaking an almost $1,000 drone, if you know what I mean. Now the second reason is the obstacle avoidance sensors. Now this only has 3 of them. It has it on the front, the bottom, and the back, but it doesn't have them on the sides or on the top, which means that if you're a beginner and this is going to be your first drone, now bear in mind that most drones in this price range probably have less than 3 sensors. Like 3 is still pretty good, but if you're flying this drone sideways or upwards, make sure you can see it and make sure it doesn't crash into stuff, because it doesn't have any sensors whatsoever on the sides or the top. The next thing is the 48 megapixel sensor. Now it's a great sensor. It takes great videos, it also takes great photos, and you can also take 48 megapixel stills. For a drone this size and for a sensor this small, 48 megapixels is great. But something to bear in mind is that the 48 megapixels, yes, it's 48 megapixels, but it compromises on lighting a little bit. So if you're taking a photo outside and it's light outside, you should be good. I've taken some insane looking pictures with the 48 megapixel capabilities, but then if I try to take photos at night or when it's a little bit darker, like let's say the sunset, the photos do not look as good. And if I switch to taking a 12 megapixel photo, it looks completely fine, the lighting is fine, but the 48 megapixel doesn't do that. So if you are buying this drone primarily to take 48 megapixel stills, then you might want to look at other options, because although it's amazing, it's not fantastic. Next up is auto HDR. Now HDR is amazing on this drone. It looks really good, but you can't turn it off. And it's only available in certain frame rates. So if you want to take a 4K at 60 video, for example, HDR will be turned off. But then if you want to take a 4K at 30 frames a second video, but you don't want HDR, as of right now, there's no way of turning it off. Like maybe you want to take a video in 4K at 30, but you don't want HDR, that is not an option with this drone. So that's something else to consider. Next is the controller. Now I opted for the RC1 controller just because it was going to be cheaper, and I mean, I didn't really mind using my phone, and there are some advantages to having this as opposed to the one that has the built-in screen. Now the 3 main things that I don't like about this controller that also translate into the other controller that DJI sells is, number 1, the size. This thing is humongous. It's bigger than my drone, and it's even heavier than my drone. Also, the little joystick things that you have to screw on take so long to set up. I absolutely hate it. I wish you could just like put them on, just press them, or like even fold them or something like that. I don't know what else DJI could do to fix that. And not to mention, for some reason, I don't know why DJI's done this, but the color is completely different from the drone. They're both gray. This is like more of a bluish gray, and this is more of like a whitish gray. I would like them to look the same color. Already Apple has issues with releasing products in the same color, but this is one product and they can't be bothered to change the controller color to be the exact same as the drone or vice versa. So mainly it's just, yeah, the screw-on joystick things, the color, the size, and the weight. Those 4 things I find really annoying about this controller, and at least 3 of those are also true on the more expensive controller that has the built-in display. So there you have it. 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy the DJI Mini 3 Pro. If you want 5 reasons why you should, check out this video right here where I give you guys all of those reasons. Still a great drone. I still love this thing, but of course there's pros and cons to anything, and there's 5 reasons why you should buy. Go click it. And 5 reasons why you shouldn't. These propellers are also very annoying. Probably should have mentioned that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Go click it.